What's up, Airsofters? It's time. You guys wanted to know my favorite LMGs in Airsoft of all time. So I put in the hard work, went through our entire inventory, searched the web for the favorite, most high-performing AEGs on the planet, ignored that list, and then made my own favorites list for you guys to enjoy. So without further ado, let's get into my top 9 support gunner AEGs in Airsoft. And as usual, if you think you can guess my #1 choice, put it in the comment section below. Before we get started, let's define an Airsoft LMG for the purposes of my top favorites list. An Airsoft LMG is a replica of a real firearm specifically intended for the role of a support gunner, or as a squad automatic weapon specifically designed for long periods of sustained automatic fire. Now, many HMGs and LMGs are included with box magazines, the extra ammunition supporting that sustained automatic fire, which kind of rules out slapping a box mag into an M4 or an AK. Which brings me to my honorable mentions. My first honorable mention is the H&K M27 by Elite Force Umarex. Now, I own one of these, and I did not use it in Airsoft for its intended role. I liked the look of it, and I wanted a longer version of the 416, so I really just kind of made an M27 DMR, which, because it looks just like a 416, doesn't really matter to me in terms of what's on the side of it. But the real M27 IAR is designed as a squad automatic support weapon, and because they're used oftentimes with drum mags, many milsim companies will allow you to use this as a support weapon. But based on the definition I just gave you for my top 9 list, this doesn't really fit the bill, as for all intents and purposes, it is an M4, M16, AR-15 platform with a drum mag slapped into it. Let's talk about my other honorable mention. My second honorable mention is the LCT RPK LCT-16, which again is arguably just an AK platform with a drum magazine. And that's not a negative, it's a fantastic support weapon. It's lightweight, really accurate thanks to its longer barrel than something like an IAR, has gorgeous styling, and works really well on the field. Unfortunately, because it really is just an AK with a drum mag, again, doesn't really fit the bill here. And now with my honorable mentions out of the way, let's get right into my top 9 support gunner guns of all time. Introducing number 9, the EMG Browning M1919. Classic design and really authentic replication of functionality. The M1919 is one of those really memorable machine guns. It looks incredible, and the Airsoft version is not only heavy, but it's available with accessories like the pintle mount as well as a tripod, which does mean with the added weight that it's ideal to be used as a 2 or 3-man team, with one carrying the actual business end and someone else or 2 more people carrying the tripod and other accessories for it. Is it an effective support gun? Hell yeah. Is it almost unreasonably heavy to be using on the field if you're not in a reenactment of some sort? Also yes, and they're quite expensive. And one other thing, it comes with a flip-up front sight and an adjustable rear sight, but let's be honest, you're not going to be using that. Number 8 and number 7 on my top list of support guns are kind of a toss-up. They can go either way depending on what features you're looking for. But for the purposes of having a list and having to place something somewhere, number 8 is going to be the G&G CM16 LMG. Now, both number 7 and number 8 closely replicate the Shrike kit that was designed for AR-15 lowers that would incorporate an upper that allowed it to be used as a squad automatic weapon. And that Shrike kit, although long since forgotten, has been replicated and updated by G&G to include some really nice features. They've thrown in a bipod for you, and they've given you M-LOK accessory rail mounting points, which I really like. To keep the weight down, they've also made it almost entirely externally out of nylon fiber reinforced polymer. They're giving you an adjustable stock as well. It's a super effective, lightweight version of a Shrike-inspired light machine gun. Number 7 on my list is the Krytac Trident Mark II LMG. Now, there are a couple similarities between number 8 and number 7, being that they're both closely modeled off of the Shrike kit. The main differences here is Krytac performance, full metal externals, as well as a key mod front handguard. I'd love to have seen this as M-LOK because I'm an M-LOK fanboy, but that really doesn't take away from its performance. Now, both of these versions are really, in my opinion, the closest thing you can get to an M4 while still retaining a box mag as a support gunner without being an M4 with a box mag slapped into it. They're super lightweight. They feature a lot of the functionality that you would get out of an M4 AR-15, but they look different and unique enough that you can justify them as a squad automatic weapon on the field without having to go into specific rules for your milsim event host. Coming in at number 6 on my top 9 support guns in Airsoft is a bit of a rarity. They're expensive, heavy, they're ideally mounted, and even these days, I'd be hard-pressed to find somebody that owns one. It's the Craft Appleworks M134 minigun. Reasons. It's a minigun. Enough said. Now, if you like the idea of the minigun, but you don't want to spend $3,500 or carry around the huge weight or find something to mount it to on the field, and you're looking for something that has the same form factor with much lighter weight and a much smaller price tag, Classic Army Micro Gun is an excellent alternative. Although you still have to lug around some ancillaries. Coming in at number 5 of my top 9 is this long boy right here. This is the A&K/Matrix M240 Bravo. And this is one of our personal marketing ones. You can tell because we've got this hose hanging out the end. One of the things I love about the M240 Bravo is the fact that it has a pintle mount, which works fantastically with our Humvee, because our Humvee has a Lazy Susan at the top that allows us to mount a pintle mounted support gun like this, and we've fabric cobbled a box mag to feed BBs to this awesome support gun powerhouse. It is HPA fed from tanks in the back of the Humvee and really gives us the best chance at supporting our troops and other squads on the field when we're in milsim games. It's an absolute blast to use. A&K is really known as being one of the first and mainstays in terms of airsoft brands to bring LMGs and HMGs to the airsoft market. The 240B is an excellent example. I know, it looks pretty beat up. We've taken this to a lot of games. Number 4 on my top 10 lists, I can hold with one arm. I mean, I could probably hold some of these others with one arm if I was like Alphonse and was like huge and ripped, but I'm not. So I prefer guns like this. This is the Cybergun M249 Featherweight. And the wonderful thing about the M249 Featherweight is that it puts support gunning into the hands of younger players and lighter weight players that may not have otherwise been attracted to being a support gunner. And I would argue for squad-based airsoft, having more support gunners is a good thing. A lightweight, affordable, reliable platform put into the hands of more airsofters can't be a bad thing. And that's why it's my number 4 on my list of top 9. Hup! Ooh! You want to see that parastock again? Look at that. It's even got one of those. And now, my top 3 choices for the best support gun AEGs in the airsoft world, starting with my number 3 choice, another M249, but not just any M429, 249. Get your numbers right, Matt, but not just any M249, specifically the G&P Mark 46 version of the M249. There are a lot of reasons to love this gun. Not only does it feature bulletproof version 2 internals from G&P, which makes it highly upgradable, the feeding system is great, it's really accurate, it looks awesome, and it's got a little bit more heft than its featherweight compatriot, which means that it's gonna feel a lot more solid. You are gonna pay a little bit more for this, but it looks awesome, and you can always throw on a custom sand paint job like we've done here to make it even more customized. This has been a workhorse support gunner for our team for a long, long time. Number 2 on my list is this beauty right here. This is the A&K PKM. It's made from real wood as well as full metal construction, and despite its length and its size, it's actually pretty lightweight and maneuverable. Some of the advantages to this is if you're already into the AK and Soviet style weapons, it fits in that ecosystem. Not to mention it's really easily upgradable. It's got tremendous performance and reliability, and the box mag can hold a gigantic number of BBs, making it an ideal candidate for a squad automatic weapon or support gun platform for any airsoft squad. Now, if you aren't crazy about spending the dough for the real wood version, there are imitation wood versions and polymer stock versions available as well. It'll cut down on a little bit of weight and save you a little bit of money. We've gotten through most of my top 9 list, and I'm interested to see if you guys agree or disagree with most of my choices. Is there one that I missed or something I might have forgotten? Make sure you put it in the comments section below, and I hope you guys were able to guess my number 1 choice for best squad automatic weapon or support gun in airsoft of all time. Did you guess it? Let's find out if you were right. My number 1 choice for top support gun in airsoft of all time is this. This is the G&P Mark 63 or Mark 23 or Stoner, depending on which listing you're looking at and who you ask. This gorgeous looking squad automatic weapon has a lot of advantages over its other support gunner versions. As you can see, it's pretty similar in dimension to the Shrike kit or to the LMGs offered by G&G and Krytac, and has a similar weight to a standard M4, but it is very clearly an LMG. It doesn't look like an M4. You've still got rail space up front on these versions to mount accessories, although there is a version with just a polymer cover up front with no accessory mounting options. And you've got a bulletproof feeding system from the included box magazine. Not only does it look great, but it features G&P's version 2 gearbox, which runs beautifully, and because it's standard TM compatible version 2, you can upgrade it and change it around. When we originally got this for the marketing team, all we really did was change out the barrel and reshim it. And over time, we've done additional upgrades like change out the motor, alter the gear set in terms of its ratio, and change a few other things around like R-hopping the barrel, which gave us increased accuracy at distance. But overall, this platform has been one of our mainstays for our squad and support gunners in airsoft anytime we go to a mil sim. It's compact, lightweight enough, fits a ton of battery sizes, and is upgradable and repairable in the field. It's a great system, and if you're looking for a squad automatic weapon or a support gun, I recommend you check this out first. Before signing off, I held off on asking you guys a question at the beginning because I wanted you to see the wide gamut of available options that there are for LMGs, HMGs, support weapons of all shapes and sizes. And now that you've seen the wide variety of available options on the market, here's your question. What defines an LMG, HMG, or support gun to you, the airsofter? Is it a top opening hatch that would traditionally feed or belt feed one of these platforms? Is it the ability for a system to take a box magazine? Or is it something else, some real version of a rifle that then has an airsoft counterpart? I want you guys to tell me what defines your LMG or HMG when you look for a support gun in airsoft. Comment in the section below. I can't wait to read your responses. If you have any suggestions of what top list you'd like to see me make next about my favorite whatever it is in airsoft, put that in the comments section below too. And as always, play hard, play safe, play responsibly. See you guys later.